don't we do something together tomorrow?
Yeah, like build a rocket?
Sure, if you want to.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
All right, World's Greatest Dad.
Robin Williams is back as the wacky dad in the feel-good comedy of the year.
Because that's what I thought, too.
Well, there's a movie coming out that he plays a father.
Okay, it's not Wild Hogs.
No, the old dogs, and that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought walking into it, I was like, great, I got to see this.
No.
Okay, now, while I didn't see this actual movie, I know, like, the two guys, the director, Bobcat Goldthwait, and star Robin Williams were in town doing stand-up. Carlisle went to see Robin Williams. I saw Bobcat Goldthwait, and he was really, really funny.
Well, good. Maybe he could have brought some of that to this movie, because this movie is fucking depressing.
It is a little
it's
down.
It's very cynical.
Well, he was also very dark and angry.
Oh,
too.
no.
Did he come out and kill his cat and then sit and cry about it?
He came out. I'm like waiting to see him, and he comes out and he's fucking huge. Like
Really?
He's gained like tons of weight. His hair's all gone. He's wearing glasses. He looks like a fat old man. And that's all I can think. Like, my eyes are bucked out. I'm like, holy shit, what happened to this guy? And the first line he says after the applause dies down, he's like, yeah, you don't look the same as you did 15 years ago either. Okay, I had to laugh at that.
No, Bobcat Goldthwait, I mean, you probably remember him mostly from the Police Academy movies. He
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't do that no
That
more.
was his whole gimmick in everything he was in, was pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do that, you can see why you gain a bunch of pounds and you lose your hair.
And then he proved that he was bugfuck nuts by making a brilliant subversive little comedy called Shakes the Clown.
One of my favorite movies.
Which is funny because that movie is really misanthropic, right? I mean,
Yes,
it
yeah,
hates
right.
people. No one's worth trusting. No one is likable. Not even yourself. You might as
Right.
well just give it up.
Right.
You know, it's about an alcoholic clown and how everyone sucks. This is kind of like that too in that thing,
Oh, yeah.
except
Well, I
it doesn't
love-
have the goofy clown aspect.
Oh, dang. Because I love Shakes the Clown.
No,
so
this is-
that makes me think I would love this movie too.
This is clearly Bobcat Goldthwait. Somebody did something to him that just made him say, fuck life,
Serious
fuck people.
disservice.
You know, it's funny because usually clowns fuck over people, but I guess he's the clown who got fucked over.
In this movie, there's nothing. Well, for me, I can see where they're trying to go with the dark humor in this, and it really is making a statement that all people are full of shit, and I can see that. I mean, I really
Yeah,
can.
you say that all the time.
I do, but
I hear you say. I actually hear you say that like about once a week.
But
at
for me
least.
to actually look at a movie about that where I'm looking forward to it, like, yeah, give it to him, Bobcat, and then come out being like, God, that guy's angry. You know,
It's like, I don't agree with his message. I don't agree with the way he looks at the world, but he's so smart about the way he does it and so calculating that even though at the halfway point of this movie, I was like, I hate this movie worse than anything I may have ever seen. And then by the end, I was like, you know what? I can't say I liked it, but I sure do admire this film.
You know, my problem with this is not so much the message. I don't mind cynical movies. When people say that people are full of shit, I'm kind of embracing that because I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm one of those people. Yeah, I'm contributing to the stew, you know? But with this film, okay, if by World's Greatest Dad, you mean a guy who just lets life not step on him, not kick him around, but pretty much just open that ass and shit on him his whole life.
Oh shit! Now you're talking about like a Jason Biggs kind of character,
man.
and I don't like that at all.
I love how Jason Biggs is like the low bar.
Oh yeah, you hated that guy
Like-
forever.
Yeah, you pull that out for whatever. It's like that's like your word for that's your fuck this movie of action. It's just like that's
Yeah, you can
how-
just rate something. I give this a Jason Biggs. but he in this movie he plays a guy named Lance who is a teacher and a father, and he's good at neither one of those.
Well, not entirely his fault with the kid.
Well, no, with this kid it is completely his fault. We open up with this kid kind of doing an erotic asphyxiation thing. If you don't know what that is when you try to masturbate and get off by choking yourself. He has the belt tied to him and everything. And he comes into his room and he's like,
Google
"Gee,
David
man."
Carradine.
Yeah, or the guy from what do you call it?
that
Aussie band.
INXS.
INXS.
I think
yeah.
it's actually happening more now because people are Googling that. They're like, well, there's got to be something to
I'm
it.
gonna try that. But no, so he comes in, he catches his kid doing this, and instead of somebody like, get your goddamn ass, you know, he's like, Jesus, Kyle, what are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna shut the door and let you finish. And, you know, it's kind of like,
God.
and it's like, wow, man. Okay, that right there sends us the message that this guy is not an effective father.
Yeah, he wants to be a nice guy. He wants to be the good dad. He wants to be the television good dad. But that's not what it's about. When your kid is a shit on the level that this kid Kyle is a shit, which is, I'm sure there are kids that are actually this bad.
Sure.
But they've got to be in the top, 99th percentile of bad kids. I mean, he cusses his dad out, calls him like a retard and a faggot in front of his own friends.
Don't all white kids do that?
I mean, it's at he goes and shows his friends pictures of German Scheisse and go, isn't that hot? I mean, this kid is fucked.
No,
up.
this is the kind of movie where even lenient white parents would look at this and be like, white people.
I know. I'd be like, shoot him in the head and try again.
See, he should have watched Good Times.
Yeah.
Because that had a strong dad in it.
Oh, even he would be like, yeah.
They needed that. They needed the John
Amos.
Yeah,
No,
John Amos, not Cliff Huxtable.
No, Robin Williams would have looked at them and be like, well, that's a little harsh. But no, it's so, and then you see him at school. He has a girlfriend that is taking advantage of him, using him emotionally. She just likes him because he gives her attention. I mean, yeah, now she puts out more than an average girl who would be in this situation, but still, she doesn't
you say
appreciate him.
Robin Williams.
Robin
Okay,
Williams.
yeah.
And then in his class, nobody's coming there. He's being pushed over by his principal, who's threatening him to fire him if he doesn't increase his attendance. I mean, this guy.
Damn.
There's really nothing to like about this guy. He is the opposite of an asshole. He is a guy who is so nice that you hate him.
He's a nebbish.
Yeah, everybody.
He's a Jason Biggs.
Well, you would see this is the kind of guy you would look at and you would be like, "Oh man, why are they treating him like this? Everybody should be shot for the way they treat this nice guy." No, we would treat him like that too because he's so easy. And for the rest of the movie, we get no one that we like in this film. And at some point, and I can't tell you what it is, something happens in this movie where there's a brief period where this movie is golden. And
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
want a ticker tape parade for
everybody's
everyone.
like, wow, yes. And instead of Robin Williams, his character embracing the good fortune that has been cast upon him, he continues to be the guy that we hated at the beginning of the
Oh,
film.
are you serious? Because I know what you're trying not to say.
Yeah.
Which you can't, which is unfortunate. I even went and looked at all the trailers because like, okay, if they spoil it, I'm going to be able to talk about it and that'll be great. And they don't. They're careful never to, so we can't actually say it.
Damn.
But I don't agree with you. I mean, I think that he's trying to do the right thing that any dad would do in that situation. And
In the beginning, yes.
Yeah, in the beginning, yes. And situation just kind of gets out of control. And he ends up through it being given everything he ever wanted.
God damn, Robin Williams making me so mad. I need another beer right now.
which is like,
Hey,
you
throw
know,
me another one
you're
over.
like, okay, well,
this one. I'm sorry.
thanks, can I
I'll give you. I'll give you this one, sweetie.
I'm sorry.
We want to crack beers open while you talk.
Excuse me, I'm going to take a shit. Cyrus is talking now.
No, I'm sorry, Cyrus. I don't agree with you. I'm gonna walk all over
Keep
your
talking. There's a
review.
crossword puzzle I'm working
I
on.
could have sworn I saw this movie.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Are you finished? Are you finished? Okay, I'm finished.
So anyhow, what I was saying is,
all right. So, like, we got to that point where, like, I was celebrating for him. You're even happy for him with what he's going through. Like, even though it's complicated, you're like, oh, but yeah, in the end, he'll get over it and he'll be fine. But then they do this ending that's so out of nowhere. You have to sit and think about it for quite a while just to decide how you feel